my name is Annie. I'm a tech consultant based in Stockholm. And today I will show you how to install and run N8N locally on your computer. As you might know, N8N is an open source software, which means that as long as you are willing to host N8N, you don't need to pay for it. So the first thing that you will do, you will open your command line interface. And you will try to see if you have Node.js installed. Now, why should you check if you have Node.js installed or not? So the N8N is a software that is written in JavaScript, and Node.js is a runtime for JavaScript. So in order to run N8N locally, you need to have Node.js installed in your computer. And in order to check if you have Node.js installed or not, you will open your CMD or command line interface and you will write Node and then V for version. And you can see that command line interface replied with the version of Node.js. So this means that Node.js is installed in my computer. Now, if you didn't get back a version, that can mean that you don't have Node.js installed in your computer. In order to install Node.js, you will go to nodejs.org and then you will click on Get Node.js. And from here, you will choose your operating system. For me, it's Windows. And then you will click on Windows Installer. Once the installer is installed, you will go to your downloads folder and you will run the installed file. And what this will do, it will install Node.js on your computer. Once that is done, you will come back to your command prompt and here you will try to install N8N. In order to install N8N, you will use npm, and npm is package manager for Node.js. Then you will write install, then G for global and N8N. So now before we hit enter, or I can hit enter and I can try to explain what this command will do. So npm, which is installer for Node.js, we look globally for N8N package. It will try to find the latest N8N package, and once it finds the package, it will install in your computer. And the reason we are writing G here is because we want to install N8N in your computer locally. We don't want to connect it to a certain, for example, project in your computer. And right now you can see that it's starting to install N8N. And in my case, I actually already had N8N installed. So when I run it one more time, it will just check to see if I have the latest version. If I don't have the latest version, it will get the latest version for me. And here we might need to wait a bit. And once it is installed, then we can access N8N via a standard port, and that means that our computer will serve N8N software on a certain port, and that in its turn means that we can access the program on our browser as it is a web application. So here we can see that it is trying to get all the packages, and some of them are deprecated, for example, but you don't need to do anything about this. Just wait until it will do its job. And once this will finish, then you will just write N8N here and hit enter. And what will happen is that when you go to the port, the standard port will normally be localhost, which means that your server is serving N8N software to your browser. And then the standard port will be 5678. And now you are in, basically. Here you can come and create your workflows. And one thing that is important to know is also that if you, for example, want to schedule some scenarios, then you need to remember that those scenarios will only run when N8N is running. If your computer is off, then it means that N8N is not running, so it cannot then run your scheduled workflow. So use this version when you are testing, for example, N8N, or when you are trying to learn N8N, but don't use it for your clients. And again, just installation parts can take a couple of minutes, and that's totally fine. You don't need to do anything about it. It will just be installed. So now I'm back, and you can see that 31 packages were added and 1,970 packages were changed in 4 minutes. So it took 4 minutes to install this. And now we will write N8N and we will hit enter. Okay, so you can see editor is now accessible via this link. And if we click on that link, here you can see that N8N opened up, and you can then click on create workflow and you can create your workflows. That's it. Thanks a lot for listening, and bye.